안녕하세요, 안타키입니다. You've just joined Let's Speak Korean, where we learn Korean the easy way. And here to help us do just that is 지승현 선생님. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 지승현입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. I hope you're looking forward to our Korean lessons.
Well, we have a host of new and useful expressions lined up in this lesson. But before we get to them, let's get a quick review of what we learned in our last lesson. If you recall, we learned how to use verbs to modify nouns in the present tense, such as 웃는 얼굴 and 옆에 있는. Alright. 선생님은 웃는 얼굴이 참 예뻐요.
감사합니다. 안차키 씨도 웃는 얼굴이 참 예쁘네요.
Thank you. Well, this time we are going to continue with what we learned in our last lesson, except this time we'll turn them into expressions in the past tense. Let's now watch the clip to find out what's going on.
민욱 씨, 이거 어제 빌린 책이에요. 잘 봤어요.
여기 앉으세요.
이거 제가 만든 과자예요. 드세요.
직접 만든 거예요? 정말 맛있어요.
그런데 저거 누가 그린 그림이에요?
네, 저거 제가 그린 그림이에요.
정말 잘 그렸네요.
Suji has come to return a book that she borrowed from Minuk yesterday. Now, to thank him, she has brought along some cookies that she baked herself. While eating the cookies, Suji refers to a painting and asks Minuk whose it is. Minuk says that it is his, and Suji says that it is very good. Now, let's get a check of the expressions in this lesson. In this lesson, we'll learn how to use verbs to modify nouns by attaching the suffix 은 or the letter 니은 to the verb stem in the past tense. Before we go straight to the complete expressions, let's go over some basic words that we will need to learn them. So please listen to 선생님.
먹다. 먹다. 입다. 입다. 사다. 사다. 보다. 보다.
This time, check to see how many verbs you can identify that modify nouns in the conversation.
민욱 씨, 이거 어제 빌린 책이에요. 이거 제가 만든 과자예요.
직접 만든 거예요?
저거 누가 그린 그림이에요?
저거 제가 그린 그림이에요.
When Suji returns Minuk's book, she tells him that it is the book that she borrowed from him yesterday. How does she say this in Korean?
이거 어제 빌린 책이에요.
What did she say when she was giving the cookies to him?
이거 제가 만든 과자예요. 드세요.
Then Suji looks around the room, she notices a painting, and she asks Minuk whose it is. Now, could you tell us how she posed the question?
She said, 저거 누가 그린 그림이에요?
So the expressions 빌린 책, 만든 과자, and 그린 그림 all contain the key expression for this lesson. They contain verbs in their past tense that describe the nouns. Now, 선생님, they seem to be very similar to the present tense that we learned earlier. How can we distinguish them?
Okay, they look very similar, but they are not really. So let me explain that. Remember that we end up with a present tense when we add the word 는 to the verb stem. But when we add either 은 or the letter 니은 to the verb stem, we end up with a past tense. Okay, let's compare two cases by taking a closer look. For example, 빌리다 becomes 빌린 and 만들다 becomes 만든. The present tense form would contain the word 는, as we learned in our last lesson. When the verb stem ends in a vowel sound, all we have to do is add the letter 니은. When it ends in a consonant sound, we have to attach 으 plus 니은. And with stems from verbs like 만들다, which end with the letter 리을, we omit the 리을 and treat it as no different as a stem ending in a vowel and attach the letter 니은.
That may seem like a lot to remember actually, but let's begin by practicing how to attach the letter 니은 to the verb stem. So please practice along with 선생님.
먹다, 먹은, 먹은. 입다, 입은, 입은. 사다, 산, 산. 보다, 본, 본.
Once you try them out for yourself, you will realize that it's not so difficult after all. All right then, just remember that all you have to remember is to add the letter 니은 after the verb stem. Let's get some more practice by comparing what we learned in this lesson to what we have learned in our last lesson. We'll do that through some questions and answers. 어제 본 영화는 재미있었어요?
네, 재미있었어요. 지금 보는 책은 재미있어요?
네, 재미있어요. 그 구두는 어제 산 거예요?
네, 어제 산 거예요.
어제 먹은 음식이 냉면이에요?
네, 냉면이에요.
For some extra expressions. Minuk takes a look at the cookies that Suji brings in and he asks her if she baked them herself. Now, what was his question in Korean?
직접 만든 거예요?
When you want to say that you made something yourself, you can say 직접 만든 거예요. Right? Okay, let's try it for yourself.
직접 만든 거예요. 직접 만든 거예요.
And also, can you remember what Suji said when she saw Minuk's painting?
정말 잘 그렸네요.
As we explained earlier in our last lesson, we can end a sentence with 네요 when we want to be very expressive about what we say. Please try to repeat after 선생님.
정말 잘 그렸네요. 정말 잘 그렸네요.
Well, it's time to recap the expressions that we have learned in this lesson. So let's go over them one by one along with the clip.
민욱 씨, 이거 어제 빌린 책이에요. 잘 봤어요.
민욱 씨, 이거 어제 빌린 책이에요. 잘 봤어요.
여기 앉으세요.
여기 앉으세요.
이거 제가 만든 과자예요. 드세요.
이거 제가 만든 과자예요. 드세요.
직접 만든 거예요?
직접 만든 거예요?
정말 맛있어요.
정말 맛있어요.
그런데 저거 누가 그린 그림이에요?
그런데 저거 누가 그린 그림이에요?
네, 저거 제가 그린 그림이에요.
네, 저거 제가 그린 그림이에요.
정말 잘 그렸네요.
정말 잘 그렸네요.
Here is the entire clip once again. So this time, please try to memorize the expressions.
민욱 씨, 이거 어제 빌린 책이에요. 잘 봤어요.
여기 앉으세요.
이거 제가 만든 과자예요. 드세요.
직접 만든 거예요? 정말 맛있어요.
그런데 저거 누가 그린 그림이에요?
네, 저거 제가 그린 그림이에요.
정말 잘 그렸네요.
We've run out of time on this edition of Let's Speak Korean. In this lesson, we learned how to use verbs in the past tense to modify nouns. Let's get a quick review now. 선생님, 내일 영화 보러 같이 갈까요?
어제 본 영화를 다시 보고 싶어요. 정말 재미있었어요.
I see. Well, and on that note, I'm afraid we have to close this edition. So until next time, 안녕히 계세요.